Good evening, race fans, and welcome to La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Rick Wilson here, Dan Diker standing by as we get underway with our first race of the night, heat race in the Street Stocks division. On the pole for this one is going to be the 27 of Alex Leach. Next to him, the 21, I believe that's Riggs. In row 2, we've got Al Leon in the UFO. Well, actually, Al Leon not showing up down there. I'm seeing the 77 of Mike Peters, the 57 of Aaron, the 98 of Keith Larson, the 7 of Dakota Miller, and the 08 of Sampson. So here they come to the green flag. Let's go to Dan Diker as he calls the green.
At front row is Leach and Riggs, and our first race is underway. Leach in the only pickup truck in the entire melee from Winona. It's a 1990 Chevy S10. Networks Internet, Katie's Place, and the Nova Coatings. Spots for the 27, but Larson sneaks his way through. He'll take to the point. Here comes Dakota Miller with him. 2 weeks ago, the 08 car of Chris Critter Sampson broke the track record for street stocks. Keep your eye on the 08 throughout the night. Miller almost up underneath Larson as they fight for 1 and 2. John the Madman Aaron, the Anonymous Racing 57 car. 2003 Acura TLS has won both features and is your current point leader. Halfway home coming up. Leach's struggles continue with the pickup truck going from the top to the back that fast. Back up front, it's Larson and Miller. Miller, longtime Thunderstock driver on that track as well. He knows what patience is. Aaron third, Critter Sampson starting the back, the 08 car, now in the number 4 position, track record holder. Miller a little bit too tight on the 4 that time. I thought he was going to have the race pass there for a minute. But a half car separates those two as we've got 3 laps remaining. To the inside, Larson, hold on. Here's the battle for 1. Looked like by a bumper that lead went to Miller. Larson won himself a race here a couple of weeks ago. White flag flies, 2 left turns and a front straight remain for Dakota Miller. The Contour Kid, just like a dirt race almost. Now we're gonna go Dakota outside and the 98 of Larson inside. Here comes the checkered flag, first of the night. Who's it gonna be at the line? Larson by a quarter panel over Dakota Miller. Third is going to go to John the Madman Aaron. Fourth to Chris Critter Sampson. And the 77 of Mike Peters rounds out your top 5.
There's your top 5 for our first race tonight, the Street Stocks. Coming up next, another heat race of Street Stocks. We got a bunch of them out here tonight. 27 late models on the premise tonight, too. So we're going to have a great night of racing. 3 heats of street stocks coming your way, and then later tonight we'll have I mentioned the late models. Thunder stocks are here tonight. We've got minivans out tonight. We're going to have a race for the minivans, and then we'll have all sorts of feature races. Sportsmen are here, of course, too. So great night of racing ahead of us. It's an exciting night to be out here at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Beautiful weather, too. Our second heat here, Thomas Farah will be on the pole for this one. That's Larson next to him, Brian Larson, I believe, in the 97. On the inside then, the number 12 is Chris Larson. On the outside, number 9 is Zimmerman. Then on the inside, the 93, Andy Feldkamp. And on the outside, the number 1 is Tumaniak. The 02 is Robert Stansfield. And the K9, of course, that's John Clausen. So one more time, we're going to get a group of street stocks out there. They'll come around and get the 1 to go as they come past the flag stand. 8 laps ahead of us. It was fan photo night here at the Speedway earlier, and boy, you should have seen the front stretch. Every car was out on the front stretch, 3 wide from one end to the other, and fans had a chance to get their photos taken with their favorite drivers and win lots of prizes. It's a great night, beautiful night for it too. All right, here they come to the green flag, so let's go to Dan Diker as he calls the green.
Farah will lead the field at a turn 4. It's green. Six-cylinder class started 2.5 seasons ago. We average upwards of 40 or 50. It's that easy to do. Go get yourself a V6, a Pontiac Grand Am for $300 out of the junkyard and race it. Like that number 12 car of Ian Zimmerman of Chris Larson, Pontiac Grand Prix, about a 97, 98. Tom Farr really digging in. Watch his back tire lift off the ground. His back left tire comes completely off the ground in turns 3 and 4. There it is again. Locking her up. Watch the back tire of Tom Farr come off the ground right there. It's like a dirt track almost. Larson second. Towards the back, towards the front now is the 0-2 of Stanfield. Zimmerman fighting with Larson for 4th and 5th. Billy Doc Niles, my co-color commentator. What does it mean when he locks up that tire and it leaves the ground?
Well, they don't get to move around weights like some of the other classes do, so you don't have a lot of weight in the back end. When you go into the corner, you got all the weight transferred to the right front, and that's picking the left rear off the ground, and that's why you're seeing that left rear up in the air. There it goes right there. As he goes into turn 3, he hits the brakes a little bit. Car lunges forward towards the right, and that's why it's picking up the left rear.
3 to go. Farah on just a typical Saturday night cruise. Longtime Thunderstock driver he is as well. Larson's got some problems in the 97 car. He was battling for 4th and 5th a minute ago. And now he's going to battle some kind of problems. Feldkamp and Clausen tap in the corners. On the brakes is Clausen. Look at this painting, trading of paint. White flag will fly for Tom Farah. 4 left turns and a front straight remain. Your leader coming out of turn 2, then it's the rest of the field. Checkered flag is out. How about it for Sparta's Tom Farah? Farah on top. Stanfield's got a run for second going on. Larson will take second, Stanfield third. 4th will go to Feldkamp, and Clausen will round out the top 5.
Well, there you go. Another second heat race for the street stocks tonight. Now, coming up, we've got more street stocks. Another group of them will be coming out in just a moment here. Coming up next week, the vintage cars are going to be out here. So if you had a chance to listen to Dan Dyker's show, the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report, or watch his TV show on Wednesday or Thursday nights at 5:30, you got a chance to meet one of the vintage drivers and hear a little bit about that. Coming up next Saturday night, the vintage cars will be out here. It should be a lot of fun. Make sure you get your way out here if you can. If not, remember, we'll always have it for you. Sunday nights at 7, Nights of Thunder, Sunday and Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. Here's our next group of street stocks out there now. Let's see if we can line these up for you. That number 2 car that is on the pole, I believe that is Rudd. Checking my list real quick here. That is Al Rudd, the number 13. Yeah, also on the outside of row 1, the number 13 car is Clayton Hassig. The number 11 car on the inside, row 2, that's Drazkowski. The number 31 on the outside, that's Kevin Thomas. The 33 is Mike Heyer. The 28 is Eric Grandal. And the number 3 is Dakota Clausen, riding at the back. And then we've got the 83. Looks like a minivan back there, and I'm guessing that that's probably Mike Peters. Not sure. Let's check that out. Maybe we could find a number on that 83 van. Well, we'll find out later. I don't seem to have that. Okay, here we go. 1 to go as they come past the flag stand. Down the front stretch they go. Here we go, coming around the backside. Coming up after this, the sportsmen will be out on the track, and we'll get things reset for the 5/8 mile. All right, 8 laps coming up, street stocks. Coming out of turn 4, there's the green flag. Let's go to Dan Dyker.
Okay, someone's stalling out down below. The 2 car was new tonight. I watched him pull it in of Alex Rudd. Not the start he wanted, as he's already off in turn 4. Might be leaving the racing track, and he does. Well, he's going to keep it back on. Try it one more time. It's Cheeto versus Drazkowski here in the front row. Michael Heyer also runs the number 33 Hornet car, the Green Hornet. So Drazkowski to the outside, Cheeto to the inside. Heyer's in hot pursuit in his Pontiac Grand Am. Again, Heyer experience in the green number 33 Hornet car, trying to get it going in the 6-cylinder. Cheeto and the former Jonathan Burbach power number 13 will take the race lead. No Limits Racing now had 7 cars under their tutelage here in the street stock class. Talk about a growing class. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go for the 13 of Cheeto. Then it's Drazkowski, then it's Heyer, then it's Thomas, and the minivan. Top 3 seem evenly paired. This is Thomas's first race. That's the former UFO car, the number 31. Straight from someplace in Mars is what the driver's sheet says. So all Cheeto has to do is keep it on the straight and narrow for another lap and a half, and he's going to claim victory. He'll come out of turn 4 and get the white flag out of the Allied Cooperative flag stand. Thomas respectively still learning that car, his first time in it in the 31. Oh, Drazkowski losing parts, hits the tire in turn 2. Checkered flag is out. Your race winner is Cheeto. Look at the front end damage here.
Wow. Yeah.
Drazkowski left a 99% off part sale up in turn 2 by the big tire.
Drazkowski leaving a bunch of parts up there, and you saw the front end there, hopefully, as he went by. Got a little accident there. All right, well, that concludes our heats 1, 2, and 3 of the street stocks. As I mentioned, now we got to get the track reset, get the sportsmen out here. So stick around, everybody. Little Caesars presenting tonight's Knights of Thunder on KQEG TV. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back, race fans. Rick Wilson trackside. Dan Diker standing by as our Sportsman Dash is about to get going here. 6 laps, the 6 fastest sportsmen on the pole this time, making his triumphant, we hope, return. Brian Hesselberg in the 5 car. Next to him, Adam Oxborough in the 25. Row 2 is Thompson and Bachman. And row 3 is Brad Worthen on the inside with Randy Humfeld on the outside in the number 6. Here they come to the green flag. Let's go to Dan Diker.
The sportsmen going green. Hesselberg said he had a couple of good practice sessions, used some notes from a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to test it out against a man that's been awfully surprising, Billy Docknails, Adam Oxborough, 2 top 5 finishes so far this year.
Yeah, he's been one of the consistent ones we've talked about, where he's just he's been able to avoid the wrecks, and he's been able to keep it up close to that top 5 in every race.
Bachman steadily tries to work his way through the field. He's got a solid clasp on 3rd. Right behind him is Thompson and the Kachan number 6 of Humfeld. Double deuce of Brad Worthen kind of wheeling it around the back of the pack. The Great Bay Brian Hesselberg sits out in front, 2 laps down, and 4 to go. Thompson now puts it behind the Kachan number 6 of a Humfeld. 2 former rookies of the year accompany each other in the back row, Worthen and Thompson. Bachman now up into 2nd. Tell you, Billy Docknails, that's the top 6 sportsmen we have here in the Dean Satellite Sportsman, and Hesselberg coming off that bad rock a month ago looks pretty solid so far.
Yeah, he's pretty impressive his first time back. I talked to him earlier. He didn't know what to expect, like you said before, and looks like he's doing pretty good here in the first 4 laps. I want to see how good
now as Steve Bachman, two-time chase champion, is all over the back end of the Grape Apes number 5. 2 to go, lots of time for Bachman and Hesselberg to continue this show. Humfeld third. Fourth is Oxborough and Warthen. White flag flies, 1 to go. Bachman again looking to go to the inside. The Grape Ape slams it down, throws a couple of banana peels down, and increases the race lead. Humfeld's finding a late charge as well. Out of turn 4 with a checkered flag in hand. Welcome back, Brian Hesselberg. Followed by Bachman, Humfeld, Oxborough, and Warthen, your top 5. It's Banana City tonight for the number 5 race team of Hesselberg.
There they are, back once again and winning himself a Sportsman Dash, Brian Hesselberg. Another group of sportsmen coming out here, folks. It looks like we've got about 10 in this next heat race, so we'll take a break while they warm up, and we'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Rick Wilson, trackside. Sportsman heat on the track right now. 8 laps coming your way with 10 sportsmen out there. The number 4 car will lead the way. That's Nathan Borchert. Next to him is the 33 of Mark Lethe. In row 2 on the inside, I believe that's Mark Chalet, and next to him is Bob Fort. In row 3 on the inside, that's Sean Lockington. On the outside is Tom Lethe. And row 4 on the outside, or on the inside rather, Sam Niles in the 28 car, and on the outside, Justin Berg in the 75. In the back row there, it looks like Eckelberg, Mandy Eckelberg, and next to her is the 34, Travis Gordon. That looks like how they line up tonight. 2 by 2 down the backstretch they go. 8 laps coming up for the Sportsman heat. Well, let's go to Dan Dyker as they come out of turn 4 and power up to that green flag.
Determine the starting field for tonight's feature. Borchert winds it up on a turn 4. What color is it? It's green. It's almost like a mini feature right here with these drivers. Borchert and Lethe stretching it out. Bob Ford, the 2010 Camaro, has shown how strong that 97 car is. Got a heat race win a couple of weeks ago. Almost went slideways in turn 4. And Borchert, the first to step away, leaving Lethe in his dust trails. Third is between the 13 of Chalet and the 97 of Fort. Borchert, Lethe, Fort now third. Chalet fourth, but here comes Tom Lethe running the outside rail. He'll take away the number 4 position. Chalet seems to be slowing as Justin Berg now has found some extra horses back up front. Watch Lethe. Lethe bobbles between the corners, had a chance to pass Borchert, but that one failed this time by. Borchert opens it up into the 4-car race lead. Ford and Tom Lethe can make this one interesting. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go. Tom Lethe in the 50 car took a peek to the inside of the 97 of Ford, just didn't have enough clearance out of turn 2. Wouldn't be surprised to see him try a pass again. Mark Lethe, the 33, sizing up Borchert's back end one more time. Oh, we got a fire inside the 50 car. A fire inside the 50 of Tom Lethe. He pulls it off with the quickness. All of a sudden, flames were coming from the dashboard and under his car. Tough break for Tom Lethe as he slowly makes it back to his pit stall with a fire extinguisher waiting for him. White flag is going to show. Can Lethe try to make one more pass over Borchert? Coming out of Prior Lake, Minnesota, going for his first ever win at the Crosse Speedway. Out of turn 4, Lethe will try it again. Checkered flag is up for Nathan Borchert. Lethe's second, fourth, third, Berg fourth. And Lockington rounding on the top 5.
A little excitement there with Tom Lethe's car as we can see smoke coming from his, he's out of the car right now. It looks like they're putting it out, so got that under control. But a little excitement there for Tom Lethe. Coming up late models, folks, we've got our late model dash. So stand by as they bring out the 6 fastest late models tonight. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Rick Wilson with Knights of Thunder tonight, brought to you by Little Caesars Pizza. And we've got the late models out there for their 6-lap dash. On the pole this time around, Cole Howland in the number 1. Next to him is Steve Carlson. In row 2, our points leader in the late model division, Nick Panitsky. Next to him is Brad Powell. Back of the pack, the number 50 car, Mike Carlson. And next to him, Tony Lease. Here they come to the green flag. Let's go to Dan Diker for the call.
Carlson set the pace. We're going green. Steve Carlson, the king of the outsides as well. He could stay up there all day and just knock cars off left and right, but Cole Howland seems to have something for the king right off the bat. 2 by 2 by 2 with 1 in the books. And Howland making Carlson work awfully hard on that outside rail. Every time Steve gets into turn 1, looks like he's got the pass. But Howland again just making that car stick and stay. Intel right there, and here comes Carlson in around and maybe not gone yet. Bit of a bobble coming out of the 1 of Cole Howland as Carlson now extends that lead to 2 with Panitsky. Right behind Mr. Khan in the white. Nice big chain right there. 3 feature wins from 2 of these drivers. Panitsky has 2 on the year and 3 on the year. Carlson has 1. The other wins coming from Jesse Poxick and Ty Majeski. That's right, Panitsky ended up winning the double features about a month ago. Try to squeak in the entire point standings for you here in a couple of moments. And Panitsky about a half car behind Howland, but Cole Howland, who's having a great year compared to the past 2 or 3, remains awfully strong. Steve Carlson, 6 for 6 winner.
Steve Carlson comes in, wins that one. And right behind him, though, Cole Howland, and then Nick Panitsky, Brad Powell, and Mike Carlson, your top 5. Well done. Well, coming up, folks, we're going to get some late models out here. 27 late models out here tonight. We're going to have 3 heats of them in just a moment, so stick around. We're coming back. More racing right here on Knights of Thunder, brought to you tonight by Little Caesars Pizza. Be right back. Welcome back, race fans. Rick Wilson once again as we get ready for our first heat of late models. Following that late model dash, on the pole this time, Don Thunder Turner. Next to him is Wagner in the 18. And in row 2, that's Nick Clemens in the 8. Next to him, Mike Eady in another 18. Then the 33 of Matt Henderson. And next to him, the 21 is Ty Reedy. Actually, they moved Ty to the back, it looks like. Instead, next to Henderson is the number 2 of Jesse Poxick. It's like Reedy has just moved himself to the back. I understand Matt Henderson got that his new car, or his primary car, up and running, and we're going to see how that does tonight here at the Speedway. Well, coming out of turn 4, looks like Don Thunder Turner's going to lead him, so Dan Dyker's there with the call. Let's go to Dan now.
Revving him up on a turn 4. It's go time. It's green time. Jeremy Wagner versus Don Thunder Turner. Youth versus experience. And Wagner will jump to the point out of turn 4. Wagner, Turner, Clements, and Henderson. Henderson's on the inside rail. Next to the Kachow, number 8 of Clements, again, former sportsman champion. Then it's going to be Edie and Reedy and Poxic. A great night for Jeremy Wagner to pick up a win as his main sponsor. The owner of Paz Ingredients, Martin, is in attendance tonight. Watching his car, getting it done with 5 to go. Henderson from the inside of Don Thunder Turner now to the outside. Let's see if Matt can make it stick and stay on the back straightaway. He's on the outs, and he's caught up to Turner. Turner using all of turn 1 to make sure that Henderson could gotten it a pass, but Henderson's on the accelerator now. Henderson's back in, almost kicked out there in turn 4. He collects it. He's now got second. And it's Turner. The Kachow number 8 of Clements and Ty Reedy. Mike Edie slowed it up there in the corners. He's found himself now towards the back of the pack. Out of the Allied Cooperative flag stand, 2 is the signal. 2 is the signal. Again, the man that's sitting on the pole for tonight's 25-lap Festival Foods feature will take the white flag. That's Jeremy Wagner. Though Henderson has cut into his race lead, he's just going to coast it home for a solid second. Matt hoping he has a formidable start in tonight's feature. Checkered flag is out. The Paz Ingredients number 18, that belongs to Jeremy Wagner. Henderson second, Turner third, Clements fourth, and Reedy will round out the top 5.
There you go, your top 5 for our first heat of late models. Got another heat coming out already. They're getting ready. They'll give them a chance to warm up, and we'll come back right after this. You're watching Knights of Thunder on KQEG TV. Welcome back, race fans. Little Caesars bringing you tonight's Knights of Thunder. Got to try their extra most bestest pizza. All right, here we go. There comes the heat. Cam Dzelski on the pole. Next to him, that's Justin Milliken. Row 2 looks like Carter Christensen and Zabuski. And in row 3, Devin Schmidt and Greg Borchardt. And at the back of the pack, that is the 8K. That is Brent Kirchner. Down the back stretch they go. We are headed into a green flag and 8 laps of heat racing. Here they come, folks, out of turn 4. Let's go to Dyker.
Green means go. You know, Billy Knocknell's Justin Mulliken getting some good kudos from some late model drivers I talked to tonight. Even Brent Kirchner was giving him some kudos for being pretty solid his first year in late model.
He's very impressive for his first full year in a late model. Pretty good rookie run for somebody who only ran a couple times last year. Back to the Eckleburg garage over the winter, made some improvements that he thought were good for that car, and they appear to be working on the track right now, running a solid second in this heat race.
Cam Dzelski put up 8 heat race wins last year. He has not got one yet this year, and he would sure like to charge home and bring it here this evening. So they will flip-flop. Mulliken now to the inside. Dzelski to the outside. Devin Schmidt probably owns the Crosse Speedway's best swan dive. We saw that last year, curling in third. But here comes the Honey Badger, Brent Kirchner, as Dzelski was pinched high on the Speedway's back wall. Longtime late model driver Brent Kirchner picked up a heat race win 2 weeks ago. Said earlier tonight he felt his car could become a rocket ship by feature time. But he's got the hungry Mulligan in front of him. Devin Schmidt will go to the outside. We almost went 3 wide in the corners. Kirchner wisely backs the late model out. And Devin Schmidt will take to the top spot around Mulligan on the outside rail. Kirchner will join Mulligan. He'll get past the 51. He's going to have 2 laps to try to take advantage of Devin Schmidt, who likes to run that high rail. Again, Kirchner all over the back end of the 20 is Schmidt. Boy, I tell you, there was some white on his bumper that time by. And this is where the drag race will continue. A longtime track veteran, Brent Kirchner. Can he chase down Schmidt with 1 to go? Kirchner looked to the inside, no room. He's got 2 more corners to do it again. White flag goes in the back pocket. Here comes the checkers. It is out for Devin Schmidt. Devin Schmidt at a Belle Plaine, Minnesota, 4-hour drive to get here, and there's 1 trophy he's taking home tonight.
Brent Kirchner coming in 2nd place. Justin Mulligan takes 3rd. Carter Christensen 4th. Rounding it out with the number 4 car, Cam Dzelski finishes it up. All right, we've got another heat race of late models, and they're bringing them out while they warm them up. We'll take a break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back, race fans. Rick Wilson trackside. Once again, we've got late models on the 5/8 mile track. We'll line them up here for you. That's Jonathan Eckelberg will be on the pole in this one. Next to him is Pateski. In row 2, that's going to be Ryan Brown and Bob Christian next to him. In row 3, that should be the 54 car, I believe, Dan Trouch, and next to him, Jimmy Summerfield. The back of the pack, the 58 is Jeff Sarver. There's your lineup as they go past the flag stand and get the 1 to go. 1 more time around, and we're getting to it. 27 late models tonight, and they announced just moments ago that Jeremy Wagner will be on the pole for the feature race coming up later on tonight. That is going to be an exciting race, let me tell you. Nick Clements will be right next to him, though, in row 1. Row 2 will be Mike Eady and Matt Henderson. So those will be our front 4 when we get to late model feature racing. Dan Diker now will call them green as they come to the flag.
Turn 4 is green. No. You know, I think Jonathan Eckelberg had a couple two more pieces of string cheese, Billy Doc Niles, that he should have had.
I don't think Robbie Christian saw the yellow. He's still taking off.
Rob says, wow, I'm going to pass 6 cars just like that? All right, well, we have a moment. OJ's got some guests up here in the tower.
Yes, I do, and they...
Yes, he does. Well, we're going to see if we can get them going this time now. 1 to go. Here they come by the flag stand one more time. Little Caesars Pizza presents Knights of Thunder tonight. Sure you try their extra most bestest pizza. $6. You get extra cheese and lots of pepperoni. Drive through there, pick one up. All right, down the back stretch they go as they line them up 2 by 2. We'll see if they can't get in, stay in that line and get us into a green flag. Here we go, coming out of turn 4, bringing on the power. Our flag man is looking at it. There's the green flag, and they are racing.
Car Racing brought to you by Tobacco Outlet Plus and Grocery. John Eckelberg to the top spot, Brian to second, Jeff Tater Pataska finding some early race problems, battling to stay in the top 5. Here comes Eckelberg and Brown. John Eckelberg winless on the year. Ryan Brown's a rookie, folks, trying to get his first ever race win. Believe it or not, he learned how to race off of a computer driving simulator. Running a pretty stealthy race stand now with Rob Christian 3rd, Trouch 4th, and Pataska 5th. Brown drove her in a little bit deep there a couple of laps ago in turn 2. Favoring the outside lane as Eckelberg favors the inside lane. Now they're going to go bumper to bumper. Oh, problems. Christian spinning out in turn 3. Race and Rob having problems in the 64 car. Christian bobbled in 3. Look at this battle up front. John Eckelberg and Ryan Brown. Brown's the rookie. To the inside of Eckelberg he goes. The young man who's never driven a race car has the race lead. We can see a first time happening, race fans. Again, the 53 had never driven a race car before this year, going for his first ever win. Only 2 drivers I can remember have come to the Speedway learning how to race off of a computer, and that would be Billy Martin and Ryan Brown. And Brown has a couple of laps here to try to hold on. Eckelberg a strong 2nd. 3rd now to Trouch. Tater is 4th. And Sarver's in the top 5. One to go for the youngster, Ryan Brown. I like announcing first times race fans, and that 53 is about to get it done. The rookie, Ryan Brown.
Ryan Brown wins his first race ever as a rookie out here at the Speedway. Jonathan Eckelberg coming in 2nd. 3rd place goes to Trouch. 4th place to the number 5 car of Pataski. And then Jeff Sarver rounds out the top 5. Well, Thunder Stocks, we're going to reset the track now and get down to the quarter-mile action track. So stick around, folks. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back with more racing right here. Knights of Thunder continues after this. Welcome back, race fans. Little Caesars, our sponsor tonight, Knights of Thunder. On the pole for this Thunderstock heat race is Paul Malum in the 16. Next to him, the 30, that's Kayla Lockington. Row 2, the number 3, Taylor Dobbs, and the number 74, Kyle Lockington. And then in row 3, we've got Caleb Hardy and the number 4, Mark Chalet. And at the back of the pack, I believe, that's the number 27 of Mackenzie Monsky. Joined the Thunderstock division just a week or so ago. Down the backstretch they come. We've got 8 laps of heat racing coming up for the Thunderstocks. There's the green. Let's go to Dan Diker.
As the green flag flies, and we have a newcomer again. Mackenzie Monsky in her Ford Thunderbird from home, and only 2nd time at the La Crosse Speedway in the 27 car, learning how to do it. You know, Billy Doc Niles, it takes a lot of drivers years and years to pick up that first win. How happy is Ryan Brown down below?
I think you saw it by the way he got out of that car and stood there with his hand raised. And what a cool feeling to get out for your first win and have the entire crowd erupt. That gives you goosebumps right there. That's so cool.
Happy man Ryan Brown. We just interviewed him during fan photo. And a big congratulations as he's still laughing down there. Back up front, Taylor Dobbs has a smile. He passes 2 cars on the inside to take the Thunderstock race lead. Taylor Dobbs, one of our stuntmen at Smash-Rama last weekend. And here we go, Caleb Hardy just getting rid of some mosquitoes. I think in country music they call that kicking up dust. Dobbs, Lockington, Chalet, Lockington, and Malem. His dad got married after 23 years of being single yesterday. And the young female driver, Monsky, the 27, just learning that race car. Doing a pretty nice job as Chalet now has caught Lockington back up front for second and third. Chalet has jumped into second. The hot shoe Lockington was going to try to chase him down, but the laps are weaning down as we've got 1 to go for Taylor Dobbs. I think Taylor Dobbs may have found his niche. Ran a Hornet, ran a street stock, now a Thunder stock, and that man's awfully fast. The number 3, 76 Chevy Monte Carlo from Galesville has won at Taylor Dobbs. Followed by Lockington, Chalet, Lockington, and oh, looks like Malem by a bumper. Into the wall he goes.
Well, there's a big finish for Paul Malem there as the 16 car goes into the wall. All right, another heat race of Thunder stocks coming up for you here as Ryan Brown now pulling out of the victory lane. Won himself his first heat race ever, and Taylor Dobbs will pull into his place and have his picture taken. I want to mention one of our sponsors here, Big Boar Barbecue. All right, on Highway 16 West Salem. They're also downtown on 3rd Street and now also at George and Gillette Street. I just wanted to mention that next, on the 19th of July, rather, we are going to have a big event, shall we say, at Big Boar Barbecue here in West Salem. The classic cars will be out there. The number 33 of Matt Henderson will be out there. And Dan Diker and Bill Niles will be doing their program from Big Boar Barbecue out there in West Salem. So we invite you to come on out too and watch it being recorded and maybe even be a part of it. We'll see. That's on July the 19th. If you have a classic car, bring it out. You get a free pork slider from our friends Jerry Beyer and Donna out at Big Boar Barbecue. Come hungry. Good food. All right, here they come 2 by 2 past the flag stand. This Thunderstock group is being led by the 03 of Talbert. Next to him is Taylor Stuber in the 02 car. Tyler Stuber, excuse me. And row 2, we've got Joey Johnson in the 99. Next to him is the 28, that is Scott Malem. The number 8 car, of course, Jason Bolster. And next to him, our points leader, that's the number 29 of Adam Moore. Adam Moore was guest starred this weekend on both Dan's TV show and the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report on Saturday at noon on WBOG. You want to keep track of what's going on in racing around here, you got to listen every Saturday at noon to the Whitetail Crossing Race Report or to Seven Rivers Racing on Thursday nights at 5:30 right here on this channel. There's the green flag. Let's go to Dan Diker.
4 different winners for Thunderstock features this year. Adam Moore has 2 of those. And of course, always has to start in the back. Michael Talbert has not won a race yet this year in a Thunderstock and have a whole bunch of firsts going on tonight. Talbert, Malem, here comes Moore on the back row, and he's on the move. Moore knows both the inside and outside portions of this track many times as he's a 2-time track champion in the Thunderstocks. Drives with one arm, which is pretty typical of a lot of our drivers. Going for a dry Saturday night cruise is Tyler Stuber, the 02. Moore and Talbert may have rubbed coming up a turn 4. Moore from the back row to the front row at the halfway mark. That's a hard man to track down once he gets out front. Stibber, Malem, Johnson, and Bolster, your top 5 currently. 2 to go shows the sign from the Allied Dock Co-op flag stand. Moore with a little bit of lap traffic sitting in front as he'll collect the white flag. 4 left turns and a front straight remain. Moore's on brand new tires tonight, so that might be contributing towards collecting it in their checkered flag. How about it, Adam Moore?
See why he's the points leader, folks. Adam Moore, the 29 car, wins it. Right behind him comes the 03 of Michael Talbert. Then we've got Jason Bolster. I'll make that Scott Malem, the 28, and then the 99 Joey Johnson, and then the 8 car of Jason Bolster. There's your top 5 for our Thunderstocks. Minivans coming up next. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with the minivans in just a moment as Knights of Thunder continues right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Rick Wilson trackside. It looks like we've got 2, 4, 6, about 8, 9 vans out there. The minivans are about to race. Maniac is in the 72. Andy Moore in the 19. The 77, Mike Peters. Matt Moore is in the number 9. We don't have everybody's number this week, I'm sorry to tell you. The 13 is Dan Fry. Don't have a 7R, but here they come to the green flag. Let's go to Dan Diker.
So, good collision right off the bat. Andy Moore's used to it. He's a former track champion, multi-track champion in the Thunderstocks. He's used to the bumping and banging, maybe not in the machine that big. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Peters going for a ride. Andy Moore on the inside has the race lead, being chased down by longtime Hornet driver Matt Moore, the MoreForLessAuto.com number 9. Peters 3rd. Dan Fry currently running 4th. Rozek in 5th. Rozek's driven a multitude of race cars, and says Dan Fry. Runs a Super Hornet, I think it is. Matt Moore, your race leader, puts Moore to 2nd, Peters 3rd, Fry then Rozek. Oh, here we go, Moore, Peters! Woo! Peters on 2 wheels, climbing the side of Moore's 19 machine as he's gonna run it backwards. What's some Hawaii 5-0 going on here at the Speedway? Moore gets around, but he's got a cut tire. A bit of acrobatics at the halfway mark. What do you think of the minivans, race fans? It's Matt Moore, Dan Fry, their longtime friends. 72 again is Maniac. Rozek holding his own in the 7R. Rozek will pass Maniac to jump into 3rd. This time by, the white flag flies. 4 left turns and a front straight remain for Matt Moore. Fry holding his own in 2nd, Rozek 3rd. Maniac 4th. How about a race, fans? The MoreForLessAuto.com number 9, Matt Moore. Moore followed by Fry and Rozek.
Well, there's your minivan race, folks, and we're going to have actually a minivan feature race coming up later on tonight. I'm glad to see we've got a number of minivans to race later tonight. 8, 9 cars will be out there, assuming that that Moore can get his tire fixed. Andy Moore. All right, coming up next, we're going to see a Thunderstock Dash now. We've got a 5-lap race coming up with the Thunderstocks that did the best in Heats 1 and Heats 2. And I think they're going to get them coming out here in just a moment. While they're warming them up, let me remind you that one of our sponsors tonight, we're pleased to welcome La Crosse Olive Oil Company to sponsoring Nights of Thunder. They're located at 515 Main Street in La Crosse. Stop by, meet the oil guy, and sample some of their amazing flavors of olive oil and vinegar. It's good for you in so many ways from a health standpoint. So stop by at 515 Main Street. Find out what olive oil is all about and what it can do for you and your health. All right, here we go. This is a Thunderstock Dash. We've got 6 Thunderstocks out there. Starting with the number 4, Mark Chalet on the pole. Next to him is the 28. That's Scott Malum. Row 2, it looks like the 74, and I believe that's Kyle Lockington. And next to Kyle is, no, wait. Well, Andy Moore is way at the back of the pack right now, it looks like. The 03 of Michael Talbert is out there. The number 3 then of Taylor Dobbs is out there. And Andy Moore is struggling to catch up with the pile. And he does. He'll be at the back of the pack. So the 2 winners of the 2 heat races are at the back. And here they come to a green flag. They're going to get the 1 to go this time as they come past the green. Another one of our sponsors tonight, Ace of La Crosse and Ace Sportsland at the Shelby Mall, sponsoring our races here for the last couple of years. Good to have them on board. Here we go, down the backstretch, folks. We're headed to a Thunderstock Dash. Looks like 8 laps coming up. Let's go to Dan Diker for the call.
Time, we're going to go green. And Mark Chalet, one of our drivers that goes double duty. Oh, watch out, Bill Schott. Not the start he wanted. Mark Chalet, one of our double duty drivers, takes the top spot, but you can't count out Kyle Lockington. Lockington loses power, and he's going to go straight off the track, save it for the feature. Moore, a heat race winner in the dash. We put the heat race winners in the back. And Moore doing what he just did a moment ago. Working his way to the front, but now he only has 2 laps to do it. Round and round goes Bill Schott, smoking it up. White flags out for Mark Chalet. Does Moore have enough power to catch him? Shots off the racing surface, as is Lockington. Checkered flag flies. Your Dash for Cash winners, Mark Chalet. Followed by Adam Moore, the Donut Man, Scott Malum, and Taylor Dobbs.
There you go. That's our Thunderstock Dash. Well, it's time for us to get started on some feature races, I believe. So the Street Stocks will be our first feature race. We're going to give them a chance to get out here and get warmed up and lined up. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back with that race right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Rick Wilson trackside. Dan Diker standing by as we've got our street stocks. I think I counted about 26 of them out there. 26 street stocks or so, about ready for a feature race, a 15-lap feature race. We'll try to line them all up for you here. The 97 on the pole, that would be Brian Larson. Next to him is the number 12 of Chris Larson. In row 2, the number 9. All right, looks like the number 1 of Tumaniac is there. Next to him, the 93, that would be Andy Feldkamp. 00 is Thomas Farah. Next to him, Robert Stanfield in the 02. We got the UFO of Al Leon. And on the outside of Al Leon, I think, is Cameron Riggs. John Carlson in the K9. We've got the 77 of Mike Peters. Cameron Riggs in the 21. Keith Larson in the 98. The 52 is John Aaron. The 7 is Dakota Miller. Then the Chris Sampson in the 08. The number 11 is Dreskowski. Next to him is Cheeto. Alex Rudd in the 2. Kevin Thomas in the 31. Mike Heyer in the 33. Eric Randall in the 28. And Dakota Clausen in the number 3. And we are green flag racing.
Now John Aaron just picked off 5 cars in lap number 4. Oh, 31 going around Kevin Thomas. He'll go to the truck now. As your race leader is the 12th car, Chris Larson. You can't count up the 00 of Tom Farah. Had a couple of wins last year. He's now running for second against the 97 of Larson. Madman's right behind him in his Acura. No Limits Racing, 7 cars entered. It's Larson and Farah, followed by Larson and Madman. And Larson. Leaders stuck behind the lap truck of Leach. They get around. Farah now to the outside. Working on Larson's Grand Prix. Thomas back in the DeLapp Seniors minivan. Those two battle to get out of the back. Oh, Dakota Miller into the tire along with Larson. It's a big game of shuffleboard. Well, I'll tell you what, that was the biggest game of shuffleboard you're ever going to see. Larson and Miller passing the tire. We're going to try to reline this one up. This one is going to be awfully interesting. That's a big, heavy tire. Doesn't look like any damage done to Larson or Miller's car. Smoke coming out of the back of John Clausen's reckless K9 machine. I'm going to get him stopped at turn 4. I'll reline him up here and survey some of the damage. Looked like a Crosse Speedway game of air hockey there for a minute. So the Delaware double wide restart finds Tom Farah in the front by himself, right behind Chris Larson, the 12. John the Madman Aaron of the 57 car on the outside of row number 2 has not lost a race yet. Two-time track champion for the Auto Value Street Stocks. John Clausen's got a fire under his hood. He's out of his car. Up in turn 4, that might be Clausen's 4th car he's had here this year.
Fire under the hood of John Clausen's K9. You're going to have to put that one out. As you can see them doing just that. So that's going to slow things down a little bit, so I think we will stop our cameras here and take a little break, and we'll be back with more in just a moment. You're watching Knights of Thunder on KQEG TV. Be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We got that cleaned up, and they took John Clausen's car off of there, and we are back just about ready to racing as they come past the flag stand here with 10 laps to go. They get the 1 to go. Thomas Farah will be out front in a Delaware double wide restart. Looks like John Aaron in row 2 there. Next to John is that 12 car. That's Chris Larson. So those will be your top 3 out front there. As they come around the corner, it looks like the 98 car is in row 3. Another one of the Larsons, I believe. Keith Larson. Here they come to the green flag, so let's go to Dan Diker for the call.
Stocks, here comes the Madman, let's find out. John Aaron in the 2003 Acura TLS trying to hold off the 00 95 Acura Legend. So a pair of action-packed Acuras up front. Larson third, Larson fourth, Miller fifth. Jumaniak taking the high set around, almost bobbles. Oh, I thought he was going over the tires in 2, straightens her out. Miller now up to 4th, puts Larson 5th, Christensen Sampson 6th. All right, so Stanfield's going to have a hard time driving with the hood open. I tapped the brakes to make her slam shut. Getting around, though, he's going to try to pass Thomas on the high side. Look at him. Heads all the way up, trying to look at the gap between the hood and the driving compartment. At the halfway mark. Thomas and Clausen tangle in turn 2 as Stansfield night continues to get tough. Playing a game of peekaboo. Up front, lap traffic, no problem for Farah, but here comes the Madman, John Aaron, Larson, and Miller. Going to be an awfully strong 6 laps for 4 drivers. Again, Farah, Aaron, Larson, and Miller. The 11 of Dreskowski off the track in turn 2. Hood pins, fella, hood pins. Larson wanted to go to the inside of the Madman. He shuts the door in turn 4. Forces Miller to drive the outside line. They bump and bang. Miller takes the back into that one. Larson forced to go to the outside. Miller now to 3rd. Lap traffic. Here come the Pawns. 3 to go for Tom Farah. Larson cut a back right tire down. Clausen on the brakes. Miller avoids as Farah increases his race lead. 2 to go. One of the most exciting street stock races we've had all year so far. Oh, here we go! Larson sideways into the turn 4 wall. That radiator just said good night. Battered and bruised as that car as we've got the white flag. Farah has 2 lap cars in between his and John Aaron's. Miller tries to go to the inside. Checkered flag is out. It's a tough one. 1 here by Tom Farah. Aaron will take 2nd, Miller 3rd, Chris Critter Sampson 4th. We'll try to find out the top 5. He's got his windshield wipers on too in the shake and bake 3.
What an exciting street stock race, I got to tell you. 2 cars with their hoods up, and they complete the race even. Great race for Thomas Farah as he wins it tonight, our street stocks feature race. Well, the sportsmen are out on the track. They're down in turn 4 right now, getting ready to put on their feature race. So stick around, everybody. We'll be back with more feature racing as we continue Nights of Thunder right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Sportsmen on the track. We are ready for our sportsman feature here. Mark Chalet on the pole. Next to him, Bob Fort. Row 2 is Sean Lockington and Tom Lethe. Row 3, Sam Niles and Justin Berg. Row 4 is Hesselberg and Bachman. Row 5, Thompson and Oxborough. Row 6 is Warthen and the number 6 of Randy Humfeld. Then the next row is Mark Lethe and Nathan Borchardt. And the back row would be Mandy Eckelberg and Travis Gordon. Here they come to the green flag out of 4. Let's go to Dan Diker.
awfully interesting as your point leaders are right towards the back of this one. Feature race winners are in the back of this one. Bob Ford leading this one. From Fountain City, Wisconsin, Bob Ford, the 97 2010 Camaro is your race leader. Then it's Chalet and Lethe. Lockington, and then 2x2 all the way back. Awfully tight corners, watch it in turn 4. Here we go! It's the big one! 6 cars involved! Just when I said to watch turn 4, here it came. Hesselberg just back after a month layoff from a crash. Sam Niles, Mark Lethe, Jeff Thompson. Thompson may have lost a bumper or rolled over somebody's bumper. So Niles checks out okay. Bad Brad Warthen involved. They are steadily trying to get his hood off. Hesselberg, big crash 4 weeks ago, finally comes back tonight involved in another one. Jeff Thompson, former Rookie of the Year, his front end has got cosmetic damage. I'll tell you what, Billy Doc Niles, I said watch turn 4, then here it came, and luckily I think everybody's coming back.
Yeah, it's amazing you didn't get more damage there. Looked like a little bobble between the 13 and the 33 and just stacked them all up. There was nowhere to go coming out of the corner. Amazingly, there wasn't a lot more damage. You know, I see a lot of damage to the front of the 22 car, but if that's the only thing that happened out of that accident, it wasn't, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world. You know, that's easily be fixed for the 22 car.
Well, that's an advantage for the point leaders that were starting towards the back because this will be our first cone start, 2-wide start, and they get to pick a lane here in a couple of moments. Looks like Steve Bachman could really find his trails of having a better season, start towards the front again.
Dan, I got a number here for the money tonight.
Another one of our sponsors tonight, I might add, is Big Boar. I mentioned Big Boar Barbecue, but also Heroes Bar and Grill in the Days Inn on French Island, La Crosse. Check out the Wreck of the Week. I think we may have just seen the Wreck of the Week, and we may see it again. Each week we bring you the Wreck of the Week, brought to you by Heroes Bar and Grill. Go to kqegtv.com and click on Wreck of the Week, and you'll see some of the action that comes each and every week here at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. All right, they're giving them the opportunity to choose inside and outside. Fort goes inside, Chalet goes inside, Lethe and Berg outside, Bachman outside, Oxborough inside, Humfeld goes inside, Gordon goes inside, Eckelberg outside, Niles goes inside, Thompson and Hesselberg and Mark Lethe all going inside. So 2x2 down the backstretch. We'll get a look at them as they come past the flag stand one more time. Here they come down the front stretch, get the one to go green now. Let's get a look at, it's like Fort is on the pole with Tom Lethe next to him. Berg and Chalet row 2, Bachman and Oxborough in row 3, Borchardt and Humfeld in row 4. I think that's Eckelberg and Gordon in row 5. Then Niles, Thompson, Hesselberg. Warthen now pulling back onto the course. And at the back of the pack, I think Brad will be near the back there along with Mark Lethe. So 2x2, they're headed down the back stretch. Let's see if we get back to racing. 14 laps to go yet. So here we come to that green flag. Let's go to Dan Diker.
Turn 4 shows green. Thompson, Hesselberg, Niles, Lethe, and Warthen had to all go to the back. It's going to be tough for one of those guys to make it up front.
Yeah, you see them going 3 wide now, trying to get around some of the slower traffic. They're in a hurry to get to the front.
Well, Brad Worthen has picked up 3 positions already. Back up front, Tom Lethe steals the race lead, but here comes Bachman. Tom Lethe, Steve Bachman, then it's Bob Ford. The battle for 4th and 5th is Berg and Oxborough. Point leader Randy Humfeld just buried halfway through this one. Two former rookies of the year with cosmetic damage battle each other again as they try to get around Niles and Chalet. That would be Worthen and Thompson. Back up front, Bachman's got the lead down to 3 car lengths with 11 to go. Battle for 3rd now, Ford and Oxborough. Oxborough's been impressive here this year, a couple of top 5s in his days in 25 machine. Field awfully stretched out as Oxborough makes a move. He's got 3rd. Steve Bachman, Billy Doc Niles could have some patience working for him right here. He's had a bad season and wants to get a win pretty bad.
Yeah, if he takes his time, he's got 8 laps to go here as they cross the line just about to the halfway point. He's got plenty of room. They got a lot of space between him and 3rd place. Patience is the key here right now.
Tom Lethe's also had a couple of years of problems in his sportsman car. Would love to take home a feature race win tonight. But here comes Bachman. Nose to tail out of 4. Bachman to the inside of Lethe. No room. Door gets shut. Bachman races to the high side, and here we go again. It's Hesselberg and Berg in turn 1 and 2. Right under the quick trip scoring tower. Hesselberg may have staved off the unlucky monkey for the 2nd time tonight. A wreck put him out for 3 weeks. See if he's got any cosmetic damage this time around. Boy, just avoids disaster in turn 1.
How about Brad Worthen? No front end on there, so he's probably got no front downforce on that. All the way up to 7th already from starting dead last.
And the cone's going to come out again, so some of our drivers that had to go with the back off that first caution may now have a chance to work their way back up front again. One of those could be Randy Humfeld. Lethe, Bachman, Oxborough, Fort running a strong race. Humfeld, Borchert. You got Worthen and Thompson, Niles, Lethe, Chalet, Eckelberg, and another tough break for Hesselberg. So Justin Berg, 75 machine back of the pits. Here's the cone of uncertainty. Who's going to join the front row with Tom Lethe this time? I wouldn't be surprised if Bachman jumped to the outside to go door to door, and he does. Then it's going to be Oxborough and Fort, followed by Humfeld and Worthen. So Steve Bachman thinks his machine is going to be strong enough to pull him out of the corners on the outside rail. Tom Lethe's got his work cut out, but he's had an awfully strong 50 machine tonight. Oxborough and Fort row number 2, Humfeld and Worthen row 3. That's your 2-point leaders, 1st and 2nd respectively. Row 4, Borchert and Thompson as the drivers get the 1 to go. 7 laps remain. A lot of action still to come with a Dean Satellite Sportsman. Lights around the Pischke Motors Quick Trip powered pace truck. Travis Gordon's going to try to bring his 34 machine back out. Hot rods are stuck in the middle. What's going to happen over the next 7 laps? You're about to find out as we go back to green. During fan photo tonight, Steve Bachman said he thought his car was back where it should be. He's jumped to the top spot. Then it's Lethe, Oxborough, and Humfeld. Worthen and Fort now, battling for a top 5 finish. You know, the bad luck that Steve Bachman's had this year so far, he's going to be a hard man to chase down because he's hungry for a win.
Oh, most definitely. I don't think he's had maybe one good night all year, so it's got to feel good to be in the front of the feature for the first time this year.
Here comes Oxborough, battling Lethe for second and third. Adam Oxborough started the year with a second place finish. The new Prague Nightmare has jumped into second, and he's going to bring Humfeld with him.
Yeah, you know, another impressive run for Oxborough. I don't know what's wrong with Humfeld. He just doesn't seem to have the speed coming through the field like he normally does.
Humfeld now trying to find some extra horsepower to catch Oxborough. This time by 3 laps remain for Steve Bachman. Trying to shake the monkey off his back. You know, for Tom Lethe in the 50 cars, some of the problems he's had a good run tonight.
Yeah, he's had up and down season. You know, he had that top 3 just a few weeks ago. Had that fire earlier in the heat race. Now with 2 laps to go, he's running in solid 4th place.
Going to be one happy camper in that Ultra Federal Credit in victory lane if this continues. White flag flies, 1 to go. Bachman, Oxborough, and Humfeld. Oh, Humfeld taps the back end of Oxborough's 25 machine. Oxborough's not going to move. Humfeld went to the inside again. Second flag is out. First win of the year for Steve Bachman. Oxborough, Humfeld, Lethe, and Worthen round out the top 5.
What a finish. Down in the corner, we've got a big turn 1. It looks like we've got 2 cars getting into it.
No, Lockington then. It was a white car. We think it's Lockington.
Jeff Thompson pulling away. Nathan Borchert into the turn 1 wall, had nowhere to go as Thompson was going up into the wall. And for Thompson, luckily enough, he pulls away. Looks like Borchert will do the same.
Both drivers getting their cars fired up and pulling away, but what a finish to that race. Great race for Steve Bachman. Wins his first feature race this year. Let's hope the first of many. We're going to take a break, folks, and we'll be back because the late models are coming up next. We've got 27 of them out there. Stick around. More racing coming your way right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Rick Wilson trackside. Our late models are out there. We're about to get rolling for a 25-lap feature race with Jeremy Wagner on the pole. Next to him, that's Nick Clements in the 8. Row 2 is Mike Eady and Matt Henderson. Row 3 looks like Jesse Poxick and Cole Howland. Row 4 is Tony Leese and Mike Carlson. Row 5, Steve Carlson and Brad Powell. Row 6 is Nick Panitsky and Don Thunder Turner. Row 7 is Greg Borchardt and Devin Schmidt. The next row is Zamuski and Christensen, and then we've got Justin Mulliken and Cam Dzelski, then Dan Trouch with Rob Kristen. We've got Ryan Brown and Pataski, Eckelberg and Jeff Sarver, and then Summerfield and Ty Reedy at the back, and here they come.
Sometimes, Billy Doc Niles, you get a false green like that. You're revving to go. You've got everything in there. Your foot's going down, and you don't go anywhere. That's got to be kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know what he saw in the first few rows. He might have saw something in the back there, but it does get kind of frustrating. You get your mojo up, and then you got to back her down. So he saw something he didn't like, so we're going to try it one more time.
How about that 27 Tobacco Outlet Grocery Late Models? Part of the Whalen All-American Series with NASCAR, here to entertain tonight. Your point leader behind Steve Carlson. That's going to be an interesting battle, 22-66. Jeremy Wagner's going to try for a sweep. He's going to go green. First to step on the line. Well, nobody currently. Nick Clements would sure like to get a feature race win as well this year, as he'll line it up right behind Jeremy Wagner. Matt Henderson 2 weeks ago broke a trailing arm, started the feature a half a lap down, picked off 14 cars, and got into it with Mike Eady. And his night went away, but he looks awfully strong so far in the 33. So the pack starting to separate. It's going to be led by Jeremy Wagner. Then it's going to be Matt Henderson, Cole Howell, and Nick Clements. Tony Lees with a new Chris Screening-powered motor, and Brad Powell. Carlson and Paninsky stacked up behind Mike Carlson and Jesse Poxick. They've got a long way to go to capture the top spot. And Henderson hands the race lead down to 2 cars. Henderson wants to show the race fans what his new car can do, and so far Billy Doc Niles, not a bad run.
Yeah, he had a lot of problems the first night he brought it out, and now he's looking really stout. He's all over the back of that 18 car.
Jimmy Summerfield, Jim Sarver both go a lap down. Laptronic not playing into the top 2 recently. Cole Howell now steps out by himself in 3rd. Then it's Lease and Powell, your top 5. Down, 19 to go. The Festival Boost 25, brought to you by Tobacco Outlet Plus Grocery. Steve Carlson battling his son Mike, trying to move up to the field. He'll take him door to door, and Clements run in front of him. Meanwhile, Brad Powell and Tony Lee's putting on quite a show, but they knock nails for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Lee's is doing pretty good with that motor he borrowed. Powell just been stalking him for the last 3 laps. Finally found his way around. Carlson appears to be the man on the move right now.
2 cars separate Carlson and Paninsky. Not sure where those 2 were in the points, but we're going to check for you here tonight. I know it was awfully close before we started. Cole Howell now has crept up to the back end. Night, 16 points in front of Steve Carlson, 45 points in front of Tony Lees. Not even close to being settled on this one, as we've got 15 to go, and it's getting awfully tight up front. Have a car late for Jeremy Wagner as he'll come out of turn 4. With him comes Henderson, Powell, and Powell. And it's Lees, Carlson, Clements, and Paninsky. Tony Lease, the next prey that Steve Carlson is trying to do away with. Wow, is this one getting awfully tight? Billy Niles, 27 late models. Howell brushed up into turn 2. Powell gets by with ease.
It's like the exact same problem Howland had a couple weeks ago, running a good line, and then all of a sudden he drifted up for some reason. Powell jumped all over it. He's into third now, and he's stalking the top still.
Oh, Carter Christensen's off at the grass, and that's going to bring on the wheel at caution period. Something that Wagner and Henderson did not want to see.
Out comes the yellow flag, and yes, definitely something Wagner and Henderson did not want to see. My guess is neither did Brad Powell or anybody else in the top 5. Because now they're going to bring out the cone, and once again, drivers will choose inside and outside, and very definitely set up a new strategy. We'll see how confident Matt Henderson is with that 33, that new car, that new engine, I should say. If he decides to take that outside rail and try to get the jump on Wagner, it can be very dangerous, because at the same time, you could be giving up position to whoever's behind Wagner. So we'll just have to see what they decide to set up. Right now, they're just going to slow him down and bring it down this way. Once again, we want to welcome the Crosse Olive Oil Company, one of our new sponsors here on Knights of Thunder. They're located at 515 Main Street in La Crosse. Stop by, meet the oil guy, and sample some of their amazing flavors of olive oil and vinegar. It's good for you in so many ways. Did you know olive oil helps you lower cholesterol? Yeah, it does. Check it out. Stop by, 515 Main Street, La Crosse Olive Oil Company. Carter Christensen looks like he's pulling off, or he's pulling into the inside track anyway. He's going to have his car looked at, it looks like. Maybe they're going to clear some of the grass probably off the front of the car, as he was the one that went down into the grass moments ago. So here goes Wagner to the inside. Henderson is going to go to the outside. Howland will go outside. Brad Powell inside. Lease goes inside. Carlson takes the outside. Panitsky goes inside. Clemens goes to the outside. Mike Carlson inside. Poxic and Schmidt goes to the outside. Edie goes to the outside. Turner goes inside. Borchardt will go outside. Yelski goes inside. Kirchner outside. Mulligan outside. Cam Dzelski inside. Kristen inside. Brian Brown goes outside with Eckelberg. And Jeff Sarvert goes to the inside along with Ty Reedy. So let's see how they line up now as they bring him around. Interesting move on Henderson's part. He's going to need to try to jump that second row and maybe even jump Wagner if he can. They get the one to go as they go by. Wagner and Henderson lead the way. Powell and Howland in row 2. Lease and Carlson in row 3. Boy, there is some real power up front there in those first 3 rows. Panitsky and row 4 with Clemens. There they go. Pace truck is pulling off now. 2 by 2 into the corner. Here we go for the big start. Let's go to Dan Diker.
Coming around to pick up the back end. A green flag flies, and here we go. Henderson is not in a feature win in quite a while. Can everybody duck out of Potato's way? They do. He's in the infield. Henderson on the outside rail. Can he grab the point? He does. Henderson, Wagner, and Powell. How hungry is a driver like Matt Henderson?
He's extremely hungry. I don't think he's won a feature in almost 5 years. He's led a bunch of races but never finished the deal. Could tonight be the night?
Jeremy Wagner still trying to have a say in that. Wagner had gone momentarily to the inside of Henderson. Backed his way out. Powell third, Lease fourth. Paninsky's in front of Carlson for 5th and 6th. Here come the point leaders. Oh, separation away from Lease goes Paninsky and Carlson.
Lease is really loose coming off the corner. It's creating a lot of problems for them two trying to get to the outside of him.
Another lap car sitting in front. Can Jeff Sarver move out of the way of the leaders? The passing flag was shown. There's room to move for Jeremy Wagner, sitting a car and a half length behind Henderson. Then it's Powell, Lease. Carlson has switched spots with Paninsky one more time. Seven laps remaining. Here comes Brad Powell, shoots to the outside. Wagner in, around, and gone goes Powell. Wagner now back to 3rd. 4th is Lease. Here comes Carlson and Paninsky. 7 to go. Matt Henderson lost 3 motors last year. New car this year. Can he hold up Brad Powell for 6 more laps? Brad Powell giving Matt Henderson all kinds of fits. Bumper to bumper, nose tail to bumper, they come out of turn 4. Henderson, a little bit wobbly. 5 laps remain. Henderson, Powell, and Wagner. Lease doing a nice job of holding off Carlson and Paninsky.
Yeah, like I said, they were a little tentative to go around him because he's been so loose in the corners. Carlson's finally got him to the outside now. Just 5 laps to go. This is a great race up here in the front.
If you watch Matt Henderson and Brad Powell come off of 4, watch the run that Henderson has as Powell tries to go underneath. Henderson right in his own groove tonight.
Yeah, Powell takes a look underneath right there. Just doesn't quite have the bike beat up.
2.5 laps remain. Can Matt Henderson continue holding up Brad Powell while Powell holds off Wagner? One and a half turns remain for Matt Henderson. Powell still a half car behind, then it's going to be Wagner. Carlson's got some free air, running 4th. White flag flies, 1 to go for Henderson. Henderson, can he use lap traffic? Jesse Posick will be one of those. Powell still in the move. Can't get to the inside. Henderson slams the door. Nose to tail they come. On a turn 4, we're going to go sideways. No, it's going to be Henderson for the win. Powell second, Wagner third, Carlson fourth, and Lease rounds out the top 5.
Matt Henderson brings it home, wins himself a feature race. First time in a long time for Matt Henderson. Brad Powell comes in second, 18, the 18 of Wagner third, then Steve Carlson and Tony Lease. What a great race tonight, folks. Our friend Dan Diker headed down to the front stretch. He's going to talk with our winners. We're going to be right back with that, so stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Dan Diker on the front stretch. Let's go down there now.
This guy, I tell you what a night. The owner of your main sponsor, Mark's up here from California with Paz Ingredients. What a night for Jeremy Wagner.
Yeah, you got to get Mark out here more often. We have good luck when he's out here. That was a good run. Congratulations, Matt. He got in front of me there and good racing, and once Brad got around me, I thought I had a right front going down, so I took it easy for a couple laps, but then it felt good again, so then we were able to go. But pretty good night for the 18.
Tell you what, this has to be one of the best nights you've had here at the Crosse Speedway in quite a while. It's got to feel great.
Yeah, I believe last year Mark comes out one time a year. We won our heat, and we finished third in the feature that night.
So I think his Paz Ingredients owner Mark's going to be getting an apartment here in La Crosse. How about a Jeremy Wagner? All right, second place tonight had a formidable finish as well, giving the back end of the 33 fits all night long. Celebratory handshakes. How about it for BP Brad Powell? Wow, first time in a while I've seen you come out of your car sweating, man. What a race that was between Henderson in the front and Wagner in the back.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
You like races like this, don't you?
Well, yeah, that's why we race.
27 cars, good field tonight. Talk about what it took to get through to get to the front.
Just patient and making the right moves.
Track worked out for you?
It started out, and then after the caution, my car got really, really free. So I couldn't get off the same as I was earlier, so I don't know, I just did what I could do.
How about a second place tonight for Brad Powell? It's been a long time coming for this guy right here. A lot of trials, a lot of tribulations. Feature race winner, Matt Henderson. Talked to you during the pre-race. You told me tonight that you had a top 3 car, possibly a feature race winning car. Talk about reality.
Well, the car, I don't know, man. This is just crazy. The car was not very good. You could probably tell coming out of 4, sideways about after that caution, the car got really tight. So I had a bunch of wheel into it, and then it snapped loose on me, and I knew Brad was there, and so I got to thank him for not wrecking me, because he was right there. He could have bumped me out of the way, and this would have been a different story. But all the hard work that's gone into this car, anyways, both cars, over the winter, and I just got to thank my wife for letting me do this, my mom, my lovely wife back here, my parents. It's a lot of sacrifice when I got 2 little kids at home, and they all put up with it, and that's what this is for right here. This is for them.
Tell you what, you have the never give up spirit, Matt. You lost 3 motors over a season and a half. You had to start this year with your backup car. Your new car was not ready, and it paid off. You won your first feature in a long time.
Yeah, I think 2009 was the last one. I think the last feature we won was July 4th. I dedicated that one to my grandpa, and my Uncle Roger passed away this week. So this one's for him. Right before the race, I prayed for a little help from him, and I think he helped me out. So just got to thank all the fans, and it's a long time coming. Hopefully we can get back up here this year.
How about a feature race winner, Matt Henderson?
Well, a great race and a great win for Matt Henderson tonight in the 33 car. Wow, that was fantastic. All right, well, we've got more races coming, folks. The minivans will be coming out here in just a moment, and a Thunderstock feature race yet to come. So we'll be back with more. Stick around. Racing continues after this. Welcome back, everybody. Rick Wilson, trackside. Minivans on the course now. They're on the action track and being led by that 72 van of William Tumaniak. Next to him is the 19. That's Andy Moore. In row 2, the 77, Mike Peters, and the number 9 of Matt Moore. It is there. Then we've got the 7R, that's Rosick, and the 13 is Dan Fry. And then we've got a couple of extra ones at the back there, and just kind of makes it all that much better. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, about 8 minivans out there, 9 minivans ready to go, and it's a 15-lap feature race, so let's go green with Dan Dykert.
4, we are going nowhere. Andy Moore should know better than that running a Thunderstock. So the 93 is the Cotton Candy Kid, Kayla Steinhoff. Oh, we're going to go round and around with no green flag yet. As OJ said, Mike Peters getting acquainted with somebody early on. And everyone's jumped out of order now. So Hornet driver, the Cotton Candy Kid, Kayla Steinhoff, is in the 93. And I can guarantee her mom's not too happy that she's got her van racing tonight. So the tower director in the ears of all the drivers saying, all right, guys, we want to go green. Let's get this lineup back to where it was. All right, green flag flies. Andy Moore goes to the top spot as we go 3 wide minivan racing. Everyone's getting acquainted 3 wide. 72 having some problems in the early going. To Maniac. Back up front, it's former Thunderstock champ Andy Moore holding off Mike Peters. Matt Moore, heat race winner tonight, Kyle Rosick. Dan Fry, man, are they getting hard on these things. Bang, big collision, and Moore will take advantage. Oh, Moore, hang on. 3 wide again. This one's getting interesting. Parts flying all over the place down the back straightaway. Oh, Moore and Peters again get into it. Bumpers barely hanging on. Just enough for Peters to go off, and Moore's got to go off. Now it's up to two good friends, Matt Moore and Dan Fry. Cotton Candy Kid Kelly Steinhoff running third. Elap Senior, Rosick, and the 72 van of Chumaniac still remain. Buying a little bit too high. She's going to allow Rosick to stay inside and get the race pass as he glances over his shoulder. It's a whole lot of body out there to be raced around 45, 50 some odd miles an hour. And Matt Moore's in the 9, Dan Fry the 13, both coming from Kendall, Wisconsin. Rosick, a newcomer to the minivan class, currently powering his machine around third. Delap Senior in 83, currently fourth. Now there goes the front tire on the 93 Cotton Candy Kid machine. Kayla Steinhoff, see if she takes this one out. Going to remain in for the time being as she goes a lap down. Halfway mark for the minivans. Here comes the black flag, and it's going to go to the Cotton Candy Kid Kayla Steinhoff mechanical black flag. You cannot run on a rim. Tough break for Kayla Vian. That's her first minivan race, and I don't think she saw the black flag. She's coming again for another lap. How can you not realize you're racing on a rim? I think that would be your first indicator right there that you can't get around turn 4. Back up front, it's Fry and Moore. Door handle for the race lead. 1 to go. Three to go this time by as your leaders keep swapping who wants the lead between Moore and Fry. Coming up next, our 15-lap Thunderstock feature to round out tonight before we let you into the pit areas. Got a minivan laying around just collecting dust or rust. Bring it out and race it. 1 to go for Matt Moore. '99 Pontiac, Montana, More for Less Auto Sales. Sean does auto salvage. From Kendall, Wisconsin, your feature race winner, Matt Moore. Fry will take second. Rosick with an impressive third. Tremaniak will finish fourth.
And the 83 finishes fifth. So there you go. That's our minivan feature race. Coming up next, we've got a Thunderstock feature race as Knights of Thunder continues, brought to you tonight by Little Caesars Pizza. Stop on your way home, pick up a hot and ready $5 at Little Caesars Pizza. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Rick Wilson, trackside. Our Thunderstock feature race coming up. Dan Diker standing by as we get the wave lap. Our drivers coming by and waving at their fans in the stands. On the pole this time will be that number 16 car of Paul Malum. Next to him, the 30, looks like Kayla Lockington. Well, I take that back. They moved Bill Schott up there. The 02, rather, of Stuber has moved up there. All right, well, we'll look as they come around here. Lockington is at the back of the pack instead. Now, is that Stuber or is that Bill Schott? No, that's Stuber. Bill Schott is in row 2 on the inside with Taylor Dobbs on the outside. Got Caleb Hardy on the outside of row 3 with Joey Johnson on the inside. See if we can catch him again as they come around. Mark Chalet on the inside of row 4. Then you got Bolster behind him. Adam Moore next to Bolster. Scott Malum next to Chalet. Here they come to the green flag. Let's go to Dan Diker with the call.
Okay, so the number 30 car is being driven by Kyle Lockington. That is now the 74. Miss Ricky Bobby's purple machine is being driven by Kyle Lockington, who is in the 74. Been a while since we've had a different winner than Adam Moore. He's won 2 straight. Stuber and Schott would like to erase that memory tonight. Stuber going sideways out of turn 2. Or Michael Talbot, that is, at the Camp Douglas 75 Chevy Monte Carlo John Sean Racing engines. Now, Bill Schott, boy, I get these two confused here. I can't see the great duct tape. Bill Schott's car blew up at a different racetrack last night, hopped into somebody else's car and won. It looks like he's about to do the same thing here tonight. If he can hold on. And as he stepped away from the field with 11 to go. Second still between Dobbs and Stuber. Dobbs finally gets in the number 2 position, and it's Stuber and Johnson. 3 wide. It's a Chalet sandwich into turn 1. And they're still 3 wide. A lot of racing from third all the way back. Joey Johnson gets out free for third. It's Bill Schott, the 2 cars in front. You can see the silver duct tape. Then it's going to be Taylor Dobbs, Joey Johnson, Caleb Hardy, and here comes Moore inside the top 5. 27 of Monsky, a rookie this year, still trying to learn the ropes. Second place goes round and round. There goes Stuber. Or there goes Schott, your race leader. Now it's going to be Taylor Dobbs, the halfway mark. So the Whalen caution period comes out as your race leader. Dumps it in turn 2, and it now belongs to Taylor Dobbs.
So Bill Schott was way out ahead and goes into a spin and ends up losing it out now to Taylor Dobbs, who will move into first. Bill Schott will drop to the back if he's even still out there. Doesn't look like it. So it looks like it's going to be Dobbs and Johnson. Caleb Hardy. Adam Moore now will move up. It'll be a Delaware double wide restart. Moore and Bolster will be in row 3. Stuber will be in row 4 with Malum next to him. Oh, they're going to move Malum up. I take that back. Paul Malum will move up. Scott Malum will be behind Stuber. And that number 30 car we find is being driven by Kyle Lockington. They've actually got a 74 taped on the side of it. Kind of hard to see, but. So here they're getting the 1 to go. We've got 7 laps left here, folks, in our Thunderstock feature race. All right, 2x2 down the back stretch with Dobbs out front. Delaware restart. Let's go to Dan Dyker as they call it green.
Win the season. On a turn 4, we're going to find out as we go back to green. Dobbs so far so good. Joey Johnson chopping in the back. Top 5 are going to be awfully interesting for 6 laps. Dobbs, Johnson, Hardy, Moore, and Bolster, your top 5. Then it's going to be Malum, Chalet, and Stuber. Hardy stuck on the outside rail, gives up the spot to Johnson. He bobbles out of 2 with Adam Moore right behind with a big push. Hardy tries to collect his thoughts to climb back for a challenge for the number 1 spot. Johnson to the inside. It's Johnson and Dobbs. Johnson has not won a feature in many years as well. Awfully close quarters. Adam Moore trying to find some daylight as well with 3 to go. Adam Moore trying to pick up his 3rd win in a row, but he's got a tough task to get beyond Johnson. Johnson cannot leave the door open. Lockington problems in turn 3. Moore's going to jump to the outside. We're going to go 2x2 for the race win. White flag will go in hand. Who will it be? Moore or Johnson? Side by side, bumper to the door goes Moore. Moore started towards the back. 2 left turns remain. Here comes the drag race fans. Moore's in front. Does Johnson have enough? No, Moore with the win.
Adam Moore wins it again. Outstanding race. Outstanding race.
Take it home as the acrobatics on the track continue.
You got to feel sorry for Johnson.
What a great race, though, for Adam Moore. Johnson takes 2nd place that time around. Jason Bolster looks like he got 3rd. Caleb Hardy got 4th, and Mark Chalet takes number 5. Well, next week, folks, the vintage cars will be out here next week, so we hope you'll come out. If you can't make it, well, don't forget, you can watch every Sunday night, 7 o'clock, Knights of Thunder on KQEG TV. Trailer race coming up on August 5th as we look down the way a little bit. Oh, by the way, July 19th, the fair gets underway out here. The La Crosse Interstate Fair will be getting underway. And, of course, free parking and free admission to the fair. Don't forget that. It's going to be a great lot of entertainment coming up here yet at the La Crosse Speedway and at the La Crosse Interstate Fair. Till next time, everybody, for Dan Dyker, I'm Rick Wilson. Thanks for watching Knights of Thunder on KQEG TV.